Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special Good Friday edition of the Lall Show. I'm your hostess for tonight, Kiana Wilberg, senior journalist of Kaieteur News, and the man of the hour, publisher of Kaieteur News and head of Kaieteur Radio, Mr. Lall, has prepared a most enlightening program for you. There will be periods where you would be able to join in and share your views, and that is what we are really looking for tonight, an interactive session given the topics that would be covered by Mr. Lall this evening. Remember, you can make contact with us on three numbers, 226-7454, 226-7453, and you can send us a text or a WhatsApp message or even call us on 62222. I'll go those numbers again, 226-7454, 226-7453, or 62222. With the formality stated, Mr. Lall, I welcome you to begin.
Thank you, Kiana, and good night to all. Guyanese, right across the world, let me say a very blessed Good Friday to all our Christian brothers and sisters right across this world. I hope all of your day was just as blissful as mine. I am extremely happy that I have sitting with me in the studio one of the best at Kaieteur News. She just introduced herself, but let me call her name for you. Kiana Wilberg. I told my staff when the history books of Guyana are written, her name will be right there, right inside. She is one of them with myself who has been in the forefront giving you all the facts and information in our oil sector and in all the different sectors we have in the extractive industry. I am happy that she is joining me on this program tonight. Thank you, Kiana.
You're welcome, Mr. Lall. My pleasure.
We came specially tonight to deliver a sermon, not a church sermon, but to deliver the truth about what is going on in our country, this lovely country called Guyana. What we are about to reveal is our gospel. Both of us came out with our belly full, so we got lots of energy to spend some extra time with y'all so we can get to interact a little more. You guys know we don't get enough time on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program. Time actually runs out on us on every program. Tonight is Friday, it's Good Friday, and I am not drinking any vodka tonight. Because you guys know Friday night I like to take my vodka and coconut water. So tonight I am only drinking coconut water because it's a holy day. We are still in Good Friday. During my last program, I am sorry. I came over a bit rude to a caller in which he was showering praises on me. I do appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, but I prefer to let's stick to the issues because time is of the essence in this life. And I want to use the phone lines to hear people's comments and questions rather than praises. Again, I apologize to the caller and to anyone else who would have felt offended. We are friends again, okay? I know today is a holy day, a day Christians observe the death of Jesus Christ. I am not so much of a religious person, but I do believe in our Creator. I believe He protects and directs all my actions, all my footsteps, and all my thoughts. Plenty people been to church today or are in church presently as I speak. And I applaud all of you for taking such a stand. You guys know without our Creator protection, what some men and women in this world can do to us. He is our only Savior and protector. Did I hear some of you say thank you?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But here it is. I believe many of them who been to church have our Creator in their hearts. And some been there just to fool the man. They are more unholy than holy among us. I know enough of them. They go to the prayer houses to fool the society in which we live. But deep inside their hearts, they are dirty, they are wicked, and just plain evil. We got enough of them in high offices, very high offices too. They are so evil that I believe, Glenn Lall believe, that some of them, while going and coming to and from the prayer houses, does be thinking how much more they can rob, cheat, and steal from all of us. It's true. Don't doubt me. I also believe that during the prayer session, their thoughts are not with our Creator. It's on our wealth as to how much more they can put in their hands. That's my belief and conclusion about many of our leaders, not only in this country, but around the world. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot to talk about tonight. So please, let's get going. Like I said, I am not holy, so I will not speak about holiness. I want to tell you about some of the unholiness that they are doing to all of us. So let's get going. We carried a few stories in the papers 2 days ago that I want to simplify so y'all can read through the lines and understand clearly what's going on. My last program, I did say how both governments, the PPP and the PNC, running a Ponzi scheme when it comes to buying and supplying drugs to our hospitals and health centers across this country. I did say it is not incompetence or mismanagement. It's a deliberate thing they keep on doing to us to scheme off hefty money via those contracts for themselves. I believe them to thief and sell out the drugs and left some for expire for buy again. Just look and see who getting the contracts. Just yesterday, we reported a story from the chief medical officer, a man named Dr. Narayan Singh. He said the drug shortage and medications has been continuously affecting health facilities countrywide. And this has resulted in numerous complaints being raised by patients. You guys hear that? Dr. Narayan just confirmed everything I said a few days ago on this program. He said he can't deny the shortage. That has been an ongoing thing in the health sector. You guys hear that? Then the blame game starts. He now blaming the PNC, in which them had to throw away over 10 million American dollars in expired drugs where the PPP go in and meet. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana. Oh, it's a lovely day with lovely leaders. Ow, I forgot today's a holy day. Forgive me, guys. My family and my staff know that sometimes I get forgetful. I got a memory problem for certain things. But I just remember this other thing that is going on at the hospitals and the health centers. The food supplies too does get thief out. And wine got to their friends and families does be selling at the supermarkets. All them big slab of cheese and big bags of milk does not end up in the patient's belly. It has put money in the hospital people pockets through the supermarkets. What did them sell it to? This is Guyana. Beautiful Guyana. You guys got any phone calls?
No.
Kiana?
Not as yet.
No phone calls? Can I sing that song?
Yes, yes.
This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana. Wow. If there's no telephone calls, I just get a text while I'm singing. The person say, next story, Mr. Lall. You're not a nice person. Left the people alone. Them have to eat, you know. All right. I'm done with the hospital. Hear this one. President Ali instructs contractor to return dirt sold to residents. That was another headline we carried in yesterday's newspaper. Let me repeat the headline. I got to repeat this. President Ali instructs contractor to return dirt sold to residents. President Ali went to Blackbush Polar to visit the people and found out that some of the road workers, not the contractor who building the road, the workers who working with the contractor, sell a few truckloads of dirt, them dig out from the road for $2,000 load. I am so ashamed of the lengthy discussion our president had with those people over this $2,000 dirt, in which he ordered the people to get back the dirt or send back the dirt, the mud. Our president ordered the people to get back the mud. A regional councillor complained to President Ali at the time that she had wanted the mud for patch up the potholes in the nearby streets, but them sell it out. Yes, this is what we making road with. Dirt and mud. Gosh, man. Dr. Ali ordered the contractor to go and find out which one of the workers sell it. You have to go and get it back. Get back the dirt. You hear me, guys?
Yes.
You gotta get it back. Guys, I hope you're smiling with me. I hope you're smiling with me. And the story ain't done there yet. President Ali asked a Georgetown-based supervisor of the works department to conduct an investigation and submit a report of the findings to him. Can you guys, man, can you guys imagine that?
No.
This man, our president order an investigation and submit a report to him with the findings. Wow. Dr. Ali had 2 government ministers and government people at the time. This is Guyana. Man, beautiful Guyana. With lovely leaders. I can now see some of you smiling. Stop it. Stop it. I see some of you grinning too. Yeah, stop it. It's Guyana and it's beautiful. Dr. Ali ordering investigation on a $2,000 Guyana dollar truckload mud. But don't see it fit to investigate or order investigations of the billions that is being fetched out of our country daily by foreign countries. Dr. Ali do not see it fit to launch an investigation on all them companies who has refused to disclose their financial figures and taxes to him. Maybe that is not important for him and his government. The companies who fetching away our gold, our diamond, our bauxite, our timber, and in the oil sector secretly. I wonder why. It's because this is Guyana?
Yes.
Beautiful Guyana? President Ali ordering an investigation on $2,000 truckload dirt. Dirt. You know, that is not the word I want to use. I want to really describe that dirt. But I can't because I'm on the radio. But we will never get an investigation on those companies who are thieving we wealth. But he ordering investigation. Mr. Ali, buddy, if you do that and straighten those companies, them residents don't have to walk on mud road or dirt road or the other kind of road that I want to use. They will be walking and driving on pitch roads and highways. I'm tired listening and watching the crap you always be doing and saying in this land of ours. Man, go after them. Not your own people who buy a truckload of mud for help plant some vegetables so that their children can eat some nice fruits or greens. No, man. No. Look, somebody sent me another text. Let me read it. Mr. Lall, today is a holy day. Be nice to the people. Stop it. You're going too far, man. The people got to fix the road with the mud. Stop it. Hi, Mr. Lall, today is Good Friday and it's holy. All right. I'm done. Do we have any phone calls?
No phone calls.
No, there are no phone calls? Man, well then I gotta continue more, man. I gotta talk a little more, you know? Not another text, man. You know? Is what next you're talking about. Give us something, please, that can really put us in bed in peace and in good spirits tonight. Please. All right. Okay, I hear you. This one I'm about to tell you will make you laugh. The U.S. State Department report says.
Well, Mr. Lall, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it seems as though we have a caller on the line.
I'll take the call.
Good evening, caller. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
President Ali do an investigation for the dirt. You think if the dirt belongs to ExxonMobil, you doing the investigation? What about investigation Kaieteur and Kanji blocks? You think you had investigated Kaieteur and Kanji blocks for billions of dollars?
Well, that's another story. That's another story. We don't need President Ali to call for an investigation into Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks. We need an international investigation, because what went on with the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks, man, it's not skullduggery. It's not scampishness. It is beyond that. That's why we are calling, and every Guyanese should call for an international investigation, not only into the Kaieteur and Kanji giveaway, but to every single contract and giveaway in the oil sector. Right now, we should have an international investigation started now as I speak on the Oh My Gold contract and so many other contracts. But thanks for your question. Do we have any more?
We do have a comment here from someone who texted. The person wants to say, Mr. Lall, they encourage everyone to look at your show and to look at the leaders objectively. They're saying that they know that it is their right. They should know that it is their right to offer constructive criticism to the leaders of the land. They're also saying good leaders will see what is coming from a place of love and concern and do what is right.
Love that individual. That's a patriotic person, whether he's a Guyanese, American, Canadian, or what. I take every word he said there with love and appreciation. All right, he understands what's going on. Yes. And I thank him for, you have to help spread the message so that people can watch the show, listen, and see what's happening in their land. So can I continue? Yes. Thank you, Guy. The U.S. State Department report says that the Guyana police force and the magistrate court system corrupt. They also say widespread public perception implicates officials at all levels. Come on. You got to be smiling with that. Eh? You hear that story? You got to be smiling. That's a U.S. State Department report. Said a police force is corrupt, and that affects the magistrates court system. It brings that into it, corruption. Let me tell you more about what this story said. The U.S. State Department report on human rights practices for Guyana has found that the ranks of the Guyana police force are frequently engaged in acts of corruption, a practice that also taints the magistrates court system, affecting the citizens' ability to seek timely remedies in backlogs of both criminal and civil matters. Isn't that things to smile with, guys? Come on. Let me tell you a little more of it. The report talked about how people got to wait 3 years in the magistrate court for a pre-trial hearing, and then 3 more years in the high court for their trial. The report said that amount of jail time oftentimes go past the maximum possible sentence for the crime the people were charged with. Wow, this is Guyana. Beautiful Guyana. Are you guys smiling?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Okay, I done. Just give me 3 more minutes before I take your calls. 3 more minutes. This story short, but it's important for your ears, your mind, your body, and your soul while you sleep. If you can sleep. It would give you beautiful dreams. Listen carefully, because if you miss any words, you would not get a nice dream. You hear me, guys? You hear me, Kiana?
Yes.
So I want you to listen to carefully. I am certain that some of y'all never heard about EITI. EITI stands for Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. EITI is an international body that many countries sign on to. Guyana is one of them. It doesn't mean eat interesting things inside. It means Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative. That's what it means. You hear me, guys?
Yes.
The wealth you have in your country that they are extracting, they are an international body that peeps into it, that looks into it, to see what is coming and what is going, what Guyana getting or what they're thieving. They want you, the citizens, me and you, to know how much money the politicians collect from the companies working in those industries. That EITI body does have to get reports from the companies and the government separately. Understand me? Let me repeat that. That body does have to get reports once, twice, thrice yearly from all the companies and the government separately. Then them just compare the two reports to see if they are telling the truth or if skullduggery going on. When they get all of that information, they just do a final report and send it to them headquarters. Every countries does get a copy too. Them did release one before in 2018. That one was so horrible and inaccurate. It was full of lies and deceit that the body felt so ashamed they didn't send that report to their international headquarters. You hear that, Guyanese?
Yes.
They were too ashamed. Them released another one yesterday. Brothers and sisters, Guyanese, yesterday, and this report worse than the first one in 2018. This is the one that will give you sweet, sweet dreams. Here the headline. We carry on that story too yesterday. 48 companies in the gold, diamond, bauxite, timber, the oil and gas industries, etc., refuse to give out their taxes and financial information. You hear? You hear me?
Yes.
Hear what else the people say. The people say the countries export and production figures is in shambles, and government agencies fail to submit details the people ask for. You hear me?
Yes.
So the people get actually nothing from the companies or the government. These are things to laugh and smile with. What you guys say, man? Huh? Wow. Wow. Can I take a sip of water?
Go ahead, Mr.
Yes.
When countries sign up to be a members of this international body called EITI, them agree to follow a set of international rules or standards which will ensure all money transactions between governments and companies in the timber, the fish, the gold, the diamond, oil, and so on, must be in the open for all to see. That is why the company was set up. That is what the people are here to gather the information and to see. Is to be go in the open to avoid skullduggery and scampishness with the citizens of the country's wealth. This way, we the people can know how much money Guyana is getting from each company, so that we can ask questions, guys, as to how our governments are spending this money to improve we lives. 3 years now, we joined this body to get all the companies who working in all them sectors to come clean with the people of this country. And up to now, we can't get that right. Our government can't get that right. Dr. Ali ordering investigation on a $2,000 truckload mud. But he don't see it fit to investigate the billions in American dollars that is being fetched out of our country daily. Day after day, man. By these foreign countries and companies. Dr. Ali does not see it fit to launch an investigation on all them companies who has refused to disclose their financial figures and taxes to him. Maybe that is not important for him and his government. The companies who fetching away we resources in secret. I wonder why. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana. I think I'm in my next profession, I'm going to get into the singing. I believe I have a good voice for it. Guys, good night again. President Ali ordering an investigation, and a report must reach his desk for $2,000 truckload dirt. You know, there are so many things going through my mind here that I just can't say it. And I know that there are lots of things going through you guys' mind too. And you don't want to say it or you can't say it. But you're going to say it with your family. Because I either say it with my staff and the people that I talk with. For fear of getting lawsuits. About these people were thieving and fetching away we wealth. Can you believe this thing, guys? Everything those companies doing in this land and in our waters is in the dark. Nothing is transparent. Everything is in secrecy with our wealth. Secrecy with our wealth. You know, we can't see, oh, my contract on to this day. it looks like if that is a marriage certificate between two people who did business, marriage, forget a green card, and they keep that a secret, nobody must know. Like your government married oh my, and they don't want us to know. I wonder who's the husband and who's the wife. Guyana, beautiful Guyana. Let's get back to the EITI report. It says, for the second time, Guyana can't put out an accurate report that captures the transaction between government and those companies. Not Glenn saying those words, guys. That is the EITI report. Is the international bodies.
Well,
Yeah.
I apologize for interrupting, but
Yeah.
we have a caller here
Yeah.
on the
Go ahead.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
Good evening, caller. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show. Go ahead.
Good night. Happy daily Glenn show. Good night to you. Glenn, everyone is to.
Thank you.
You know what happened? I believe that that's upload mode. That goal instead of that I know the government and minister them concerning about. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get back to the EITI report. The guy said the second time is the second time that the government cannot put out an accurate report between themselves and the companies that fetching out our resources. That's not my words. That's the international body words. So you can't blame me. Please, it's Good Friday and it is a holy day.
Mr. Lall, once we have another caller coming in. Good evening, caller. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Good. Yes, Mr. Lall. Good night. I got some nice question for you and good night to the panel. Here what happened right now. You tell Mr. Ali and you tell all the leaders them from since slavery time to now we still buying half-gallon rice to pound sugar. These things going right here. You tell Mr. Ali and Barajadio, the VP, you tell them now that people still buying one coconut, half pint split peas.
I know that.
Half
I know that. I know
this
that,
thing.
my friend.
The investigation more expensive than $2,000 dot. Mr. Lal, good night and you take care.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Just hold the call. Let me finish. We'll take all your calls just now. The people say in 2018, the companies send 136 million US dollars into the country's pocket. But 39% of that could not be verified. You hear that? You're getting a feedback. 39% of that could not be verified. And them give 3 reasons why it could not be verified. Here the first one. The companies operating in the sector want to keep their information a secret. That's one of the reasons. They couldn't get the information from them. You guys hear me?
Definitely.
Them said I want to keep it secret. My gosh. You know, today, like I said, is a holy day. Glenn, you got to stop it. You got to stop it. Here the second one. The government agencies aren't giving out any information because them tell the people the laws of Guyana preventing them from doing that. Oh, please. Please, it's Friday. It's a holy Friday. You guys got to get real. And the third and final one say that the country's export information mix up. And they're all over the place. You hear that? The final one say the country's export information mix up and they're all over the place. Y'all better see if it there in y'all house, or if by mistake they put it in the temples, the masjids or the churches. Check for me, please, whenever you go back. Because I know some of you does only go to church and temples and masjid once a year. Check for the information for me, please. Because I don't know where else I can find it. You guys got to tell me this, man. You know? Dr. Ali ordering investigation on a truckload mud will value $2,000. And look what is going on. 48 companies fetching out our resources secretly in the billions of US dollars and refusing to disclose their financial figures and taxes to him. Maybe, just maybe, that is not important for him and his government. I wonder why. Again, I wonder. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana. You know, let's wait and see if he will order an investigation on those companies who are fetching away our wealth. I will wait. I will be watching. I'll be hoping that he does. Let's get on with the telephone calls. It's Good Friday.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Mr. Lall. You've definitely given us here in the studio and certainly your viewers who are anxious to call in a lot to think about. So let's go straight to the telephone lines. Caller, you're on the air. Good evening, sir. You're on the air.
Good evening, ma'am.
Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Thank you. Good.
Okay.
Great.
Before I start, I have to say something. I'd like to let us all say a special prayer for my brother Leonard Jolari. I get a speedy recovery and come back on the show.
Okay. Thank you. Yes?
Thank you, sir.
I've missed him a lot. Anyhow, I'm calling from the sandpit. I'm a truck driver. I'm working at the present now. I'm listening to your program. I want to ask the president, but it's dark issue, if the truck does work with water. $2,000 for a truck with a mother's diesel money alone. That's what when I giving you the dirt free. You question a man? Do you know the position of people right now?
Well, I said that. I said that.
We live in a high lifestyle. When they coming through, when the jackass parade coming through, you got to clear way for them.
No.
Sorry,
You got to be respectful.
Yes.
You got to be respectful, and you can't use those languages. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please. But hold on the line. Hold on the line. Let me tell you, I deliberately talk about this truckload mud because I find it amusing that a president of a country can spend that lengthy time to discuss about a truckload of mud. What a next door neighbor would have paid the guy $2,000 for to bring up his to plant some fruits or some vegetables or some greens. That's why and I brought it.
These people are issuing. They should be robbed. They should rob. I can't describe it. They're so shameful that when you go and look at the land that you purchase, it's so low. Half is French, half is land. Tell me where you're going to find the money to fill it. I'm a truck driver, and you feel you got to drop some for people. Oh, my God, my heart hurts.
Yes, I know.
You see the condition of these places that some people get, that when the rain falls, you want to know where is the land? Where is the land that you purchased? Is here water? And these people are so proud of themselves to say, oh man, we're giving out so much. You're giving what? You're giving nothing. Everybody has to pay for what they want.
Well,
and it's paying a hefty price too.
Thank you.
Then you got to nerve to tell John public that you know what? We're giving out so many house land between so many years. Come on, you should be shamed. These people should be shamed.
I know, I know, I know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hear it in you.
And next thing, our Minister of Public Infrastructure talking about the best road in the country is in the Region 3, the West Coast Public Road. And they won't give certain company to do the paving work at Mandela Avenue there. They will give an international firm to do the paving. It's a very international paving that you give the contract at Mandela Avenue. It's a very contractor did the road on West Coast. And you go see the scrubbing board that's there right now.
Wow.
Look at Ocean View on the West Coast there. That's an I plus. It's like wave, drop. You're feeling it when you're driving. These will have luxury vehicles, so when they bounce in the hole, the shocks take it off, they don't feel nothing. From the Denamstel police station, for go all the way to the Clearbrick, right in Denamstel, you feel a scrubbing board. And Vegas, from Virginia to Philadelphia, heading towards Perica, the road is like a scrubbing board.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And these people say, oh man, we have the best. Look at New Road in the Hook.
You have said it. You have said a lot. You have said a lot. Give somebody else to talk.
You can't keep the properly answer now.
My friend, you have said a lot. Give somebody else to talk. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Just
we'll
hold.
open the lines
Just
for...
hold. I want to add something to what that gentleman said. He talked about the house lot, the state of affairs in which it is that these poor people are paying. They are paying. When he spoke about that, like I said, I have a bad memory. I remember the ordinary people is paying $314 per square foot of land, while the oceanfront, the high-end land, the Padoville, you know how much them pay per square foot? $114. While the ordinary poor people paying $314. We had done that story many years ago. So all those figures stick in my memory, so I could tell you. So those are some of the things they're doing to us. They're doing to people like you, the poor people of this land. You paying them kind of figure, and when them take the land, they take it for nothing. Yes, you could take the calls.
Ms. Lall, thank you very much for that comment. Before we take the next caller, for those of you who are trying to join the show and give your comments, kindly remember to make sure that they're in good taste. Remember, we're still on the radio, and we have to make sure that whoever's listening to us, our language and our tone is okay. So go ahead, caller. Thanks for joining in. You're on to the Glenn Lall Show. Is the caller still on the air? Caller, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Good night, Mr. Lall.
Maybe you're not getting them.
Hello?
Good
Yes.
evening, caller. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yes, good night. Good night, Mr. Lall.
Good night, sir.
I hear speaking of this program. The thing that you're saying that Guyana joined, they're out.
EITI.
Right. The word transparency is within the system there, right?
Yeah, Transparency International, yeah.
Right.
It's
That
about-
tells me everything should be going in the right way, right? In the eyes of everybody, but nobody see what's happening. If you highlight these things or put people on their alert, nobody knows anything of what is it.
Yes,
No?
yes, I realized that because that story was in yesterday's newspaper headline.
Right.
But I realized not many people have access to purchase, and hey, not many people can read and understand. So hence this program, I've initiated this program to be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so we can have these big topics discussed, so that we can inform and educate ourselves from both sides, from you and from me.
Right. Mr. President for this country should, like I will say, every month or every 2 weeks, make a dialogue of our resource, the bullseye one right now. Educate the people what's going on, what's going in, what's coming in, what's our profit,
I agree.
what will happen in the future. But nobody in the authority seat is doing these things.
I agree with you. I agree with you that there's so much we must hear from our president. But it's not only our president. We have an opposition. And what you're hearing not hearing nothing from anybody. You're not hearing a word from the leaders. The opposition leader had a press conference yesterday. Could you speak? Yeah?
Yes.
And what he said?
Well, there are a number of things that he spoke about. He spoke about the COVID-19
Yes.
issue, and he even mixed up a lot of matters in relation to the oil and gas sector. But now that you're mentioning the political opposition, Mr. Lall, what you find is that the issues that they should be focusing on, they're not. Many of the
Perfect.
issues that you're talking about here,
Yes.
our political opposition,
Yes.
they're not. I don't know where their focus is or their attention is, but it's not on the issues that are affecting the small man.
That's right. They're not looking out for the interests of the people.
Yes.
They are only looking out for the interests of themselves.
They're
Hence, you
speaking
hear
about
nothing from
COVID.
them.
They're speaking about COVID all the time. They let the police and the soldiers impose the law and COVID matters solved. You know? What we need now is all about the resources that everybody want to know about, you know?
You know, my friend, I've said COVID will be here. It's going to be here for a while.
Yes.
It's not so much of a pandemic. Our wealth is our pandemic. We are dying, and we don't even have COVID because of hunger,
Yeah.
right? Because of accidents.
One question, Mr. Lall.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. Do you have any calculation? Where is the distance from these oil rigs into the Guyana shores?
What is the
distance that the oil rig will be off Guyana shores?
It's
120 miles.
Right now they're saying 200 kilometers, which is about 100 miles. 120 miles, out of shore there.
Okay. Okay. All right, brother.
Good. Thank you. Yes, we were talking about Harmon press conference. You know, the things he should be focusing on is just a back and forth thing. Or the PPP going after them and back and forth. Everything is back and forth. This back and forth business, you will not hear it on this radio station or in this newspaper. This is how the politicians have seen us. That is their mentality, for go back and forth, cost on each other. You cost me today, we cost you tomorrow. And this is what has been happening. They are not focusing on our bread and butter. Once their pockets are full, once they have the cheese and the nut butter on their bread, to hell with Guyana.
Mr. Lall, you have another call on the line.
Take it.
Caller, welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. Good evening, caller. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. All right, we seem to have missed that caller. Let's see if we can try another one. Good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
This is Vishnu Mahadio.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'm actually hoping that you can elaborate a little bit on why the government of Guyana is only using free vaccine so that and the whole country is at risk.
Free vaccine? No, we don't have any. I know we are paying $4 million US for some vaccine that they ordered out of Russia. It's not free.
Well,
We are paying
because
and we are paying $20 US each. When you Google it, the people saying is under $20. So I don't know what free.
That's another story because it can be sourced so much, almost half that price.
Well,
and you can get internationally accepted vaccines at half that price.
Yes, I see. I saw some for $6. They're all over.
I don't want to quote an exact figure, but I know that internationally accepted vaccine is available to Guyana at a much cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to know why the government is not outreaching to people who can provide those vaccines.
No. Well, that's a tough question for me. That's a question you got to ask them. They're the government of the day, and they're the ones who who determine and decides what to buy, where to buy, how much to spend, and most importantly, who they're giving the contracts to.
Well, you're Glenn Lall, and you have an investigative team that does a wonderful job.
Thank you.
That's why I'm bringing it to your attention.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. You're in Guyana?
Not yet.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments, sir. Mr. Lall, we have a message here for you on the WhatsApp number. Someone wanted to say, good night, Mr. Lall. I'm really enjoying your show. It's people like you we need more of in this country who are fearless and bold. Keep it up, sir. Okay, we have another caller. Caller, you're on the air. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. All right, so we seem to have missed that call there.
Kiana,
Yes, Mr. Lall.
there are many bold people and fearless like myself.
Good night.
We have a
Good
caller.
night.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good night, Mr. Lall. Good night, Kiana.
Good
Good
night.
night, sir.
Yes, can we hear you?
All right, we seem to have
You lost him?
lost that caller there. Do we have another caller?
Yeah, Kiana, I was telling
All right,
you.
yeah, Mr. Lall, we can go ahead.
I was telling you that we got a feedback there that there are many bold people and fearful people, but for some reason, I don't know why they are not coming out to speak. You know, I've been talking to some people; they want to, but for some reason they don't know. I just don't know why they are not coming out. But there are many people who wants to.
All right, I think we have another caller. Good evening and welcome to.
Yes, good night.
Good evening, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Lall.
Good night. Good night. Go ahead. Let's hear
Yeah.
you.
All right, I want Guyana for know again concerning 2020 election in history. Magistrate court open Sunday. You could remember the Mr. Lall?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
All right,
Yes,
good.
for the case.
And that is what calling on Guyanese. And just like how the magistrate court had to open Sunday and everything, we need to go and protest at Exxon Mobil. We need help, man.
I agree with
big
you.
help. Only Glenn Lall helping Guyanese. What happened to the other big by them who use company radio? Is what happened to them? And Mr. Gildari, I ain't hearing about he.
Mr. Gildari, he not feeling too well. You're going to get him back. He's going to be back
All
very
right,
soon.
Good. All right.
But
God gonna protect him.
but the question you asked there and the thing you talk about, you see, my friend, it's not so much praises to Glenn Lall and Kiana and the team at Kaieteur News. It's because we are in the business and we were given the opportunity to report on them. So we do a little research and stuff like that, and we get to understand a little. There are many people in this country do not understand what is going on. This oil industry is humongous. It takes 15, 20 years to even get to understand half of the tricks in the trade. So because we as a newspaper and a radio, we have been checking with other nations around the world to see what transpired in their land, so we can look at their examples and bring it here. This is why we are so quick on the issue. I sometimes thank God for give us that wisdom so quick that we are here. We have been criticizing the deals before we start bringing up oil, because we looked at many countries, including Trinidad. So we will continue to bring to you, because like I said, there's so much sitting with us that we can speak every day and whole day on this radio, on the little we know so far. So let's don't blame people. We have to educate the people as to what is playing out. Some of the things we know here, sitting down here, myself and Kiana, none of the government or the opposition leaders know. They themselves doesn't know. But the hurtful part is that when we talk, they play like they don't care. And that is what bothers us. And it will bother you, the listeners, too. When we speak, when you hear the facts we put out there, you would wonder, well, why our leaders aren't doing anything about that? Like I just spoke about the EITI report. The second report, the people are ashamed to send to the international headquarters because both the companies were fetching out our wealth and our government, who's supposed to be giving them these information. One is saying that it mixed up and they can't find them, and the other one is saying that the law ain't permit them to do that and all this kind of crap. So basically, they are in cahoots with what is going on in this country with our wealth.
Mr. Lall, to add to your point as well, I think it's really important that we start to pay attention to what we're doing with EITI, because every year we're spending thousands of dollars, taxpayers' dollars, to prepare a report only to say that we didn't get the information. And that is a waste of our resources. If we're going to join EITI and we're going to say the country will subscribe to the international standards, and that is to say we will let the people know how much money the companies are paying to the state and how much money the state is collecting and spending on behalf of the people. If we're not going to let the people know the truth about that, then what is the point of being part of EITI?
Yes,
it does not make sense.
Yes, but EITI, you have to take into consideration, is an international body. Mm-hmm. And if you sign on to become transparent in whatever you do in your land, whether you pay them or not, you're supposed to be giving the people them the information.
Absolutely.
If the people them ain't getting the information from you, they can only put out a report what you give them. Right?
Absolutely.
You don't want to kick them out because they serve an integral part of our society and our life. Because they are there watching and seeing. At least they're putting out a statement and say what they're telling you, what they told them, what and how they're hiding, and how they're ducking, which table they're going under. You understand? So
the reason why I mentioned that,
yeah.
I do take that point, Mr. Lall, but the reason why I mentioned that is if every year, and I'm not sure if the public is aware of this, but the first report that we had, it was so bad. Mm-hmm. We said, okay, you know what? We will take all the lessons that we garnered from putting together the first report, and we'll do it and see if we can get a really good report the second time around. So the second time around, we pursued this report, and now we don't have we have a report now that's worse than the first.
Correct.
And I'll give you an example of one of the things that I found in the report. Everyone knows the whole brouhaha that happened over the 18 million signing bonus. Would you believe that the report makes mention of the 18 million signing bonus as though it was just some sort of export earning that we got and then we took it and we put it in an account? There's no mention of the fact that this money was held outside of the consolidated fund. There's no mention of the fact that ExxonMobil failed to tell EITI, our chapter here, about it, or that the government did not tell EITI about it. Nothing of the sort was mentioned in that report. So apart from the report stating that, Guyana's information is in a disarray, had we not known anything about this signing bonus and all of the issues that we've had with it, we would have been nonetheless wiser.
Yes, on the 18 million.
With the 18 million signing bonus.
Where it is and where it was and how
exactly
how secretly they tried to dodge it, to hide it, to duck it.
Exactly. So it comes back to my point of the
role of
the EITI when it comes to letting citizens know what are the various areas where skullduggery is taking place with our resources.
Yep, I agree. I agree with you. I fully agree with
So,
you.
Mr. Lall, you had a message that came in here. One of your viewers, one of your fans, really, because this person, they watch your show every single week. They want to know, why don't you invite the head of the political opposition and the president for a conversation on these matters that you raise every week?
You don't want to answer that question for me?
Well, I believe they want to hear from.
But tell them for us how many times you have invited Mr. Jagdeo.
Well, I think they wanted to. I think the person wants to know if you
All right,
would
so
invite the president. Air finale.
I have said it loud and clear. Let me repeat it. Every single Guyanese, any one of them, the president, the prime minister, the opposition leader, the head for the coalition, every single politician, I would love to have them on a discussion with this radio any Monday, any Wednesday, any Friday. I am inviting every single citizen to come and join me, and let's have a frank discussion on what is taking place in Guyana. I have said it umpteen times. I went so far to say that if the opposition leader doesn't want to come, if President Ali doesn't want to come, let them school someone and send them here to represent them. That's how far I have taken it. So am I clear there?
Very clear.
We have invited Vice President Jagdeo over 20 times from January to now to come on the radio and let's discuss. And to date, he has not. That's why I asked you to answer the question.
We've sent several requests for us to have a sit down with the Vice President, Dr. Barra Jagdeo. We would have sent those requests since January and followed up with many of them. But unfortunately, the Vice President has made it clear that he would have been very busy, even though we have seen him appearing to speak.
On website program.
Yes.
They're using the website, online website, to talk to Guyana, who doesn't even have access to internet to even listen or learn. But like I said, I'm happy. Wherever they go, we will be watching, we will be looking, we will be listening to come back to report to you directly what has happened, what they have said, where and how. Everything we will be looking at. So I don't see where they can hide now. Whether they go in heaven, we must hear it back. The internet will bring it here. They go in hell and say it, it's going to come back here. We are dealing with today, in today's technology, everything, nothing hides. Nothing can duck away.
Absolutely. On that note, we will go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we'll wrap up the Glenn Lall Show. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. If you're now joining us, we are wrapping up the Glenn Lall Show for this special Good Friday, where he prepared an interesting program covering a range of topics from the extractive industries transparency initiative to the shortage of drugs. Mr. Lall, I'll turn the floor over to you to conclude tonight's program.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening. I love you. Do have a peaceful, loving, and relaxed remainder of this holy evening. Good night and God bless.
Take care, everyone. Good evening.